Welcome back to the Auto Insider, where you come to find out what's new, what's hot, and what's not in the automotive industry. This week, we're testing the all-new, all-electric Kia EV9. Yes, the EV6 set the stage, and the EV9 plans to take over the market. So it only made sense that Kia would take a group of journalists to such a premium off-site experience to test drive and get to know this all-new three-row SUV. And like any press trip, Kia did an excellent job planning a beautiful scenic drive through the mountains and along beautiful waterways. When you're thinking about an all-electric vehicle, you might think that range may come into play when thinking about how we navigate this trip, but it never did. And while you probably expect me to start with the charging, the range, the speed, let's start with the luxury. This EV9 is right on the cusp of being a premium three-row SUV. Ease of access to this third row reclines, and egress is just as easy as ingress, though a little bit time-consuming with that power seat. But that's where we'll stop our complaints about the second and third row. When you have this type of leg room, plus an extension for relaxation for those long trips, this could really be a road trip vehicle with enough range, but we'll get to that in a minute. There's a good 20 cubic feet of storage space here behind this third row. So you could actually take a family of 6 with some creative packing and get all of your luggage here behind this third row. But if you need more, quick pull this handle, seat folds flat in the floor, you can certainly get enough stuff for 4 family members to go anywhere, or 5 with this creative seating arrangement here. 84 cubic feet of cargo space behind the 2 second row captain's chairs. And to date, there's no bench seat planned for this second row. Everyone in the first 2 rows will have a first class riding experience. You can fold this power second row down from here as well. Kia also has sound deadening glass. It's called acoustic glass in here. And what you get is you get isolated from all the road noise. Also, you'll notice you don't see any door handles here. When we hit that button, the door handles are exposed to allow for access, and they go away when you start to drive again so that you don't have that extra drag. And while this EV9 is both luxurious and practical, it still has the little nuances from Kia that we've come to expect and appreciate. This EV9, though, is not all fun and games. There are also very practical pieces here. Wireless phone charger, phone is there at reach, but out of your way. This 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system works seamlessly and gives you all the functionality that you need. And for those of you considering an all-electric three-row SUV as a family vehicle, road trips might be in your future. If so, this level 2 autonomous driving feature, my words, not Kia's, works really well, and I would assume would make for a really pleasant, relaxing road trip. You'll also notice here, no control knobs on the dashboard, just haptic functions. I would normally complain about that, but it wasn't so bad. And when the driver couldn't get a massage for their road trip, who's complaining about control knobs? And while I have to admit, I wasn't necessarily a fan of the looks of the EV9 until I got to see it in person. And whether moving or sitting still, it's actually starting to grow on me. I can really appreciate the chiseled lines and edges. It has a very mid-century modern look to it, something different from a full-size SUV. We would like to have seen a little more storage space here in the front. For an EV, it just seemed like a real waste of space. But there is storage area here for a little bit, and this is where your inverter goes so that you can actually draw power from the EV9 and power your electronic devices.
It's all electric with power to share. The all-new Kia EV9 with onboard power generator.
Kia, movement that inspires.
While all these gimmicks and gadgets are great, and we were mildly impressed, the premium features in there were really impressive. The thing that we want to know most, though, was what is the driving range like on this EV? The GT line that we tested is the sportier, more powerful of the lineup. It gets about 270 miles of range estimated on a complete charge. The Land just below it gets 280. The Wind below that, 280. The Light long range, that's the winner, 304 miles, and the Light is 230. And you may not be impressed with those numbers, but the charging times you will. On a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, you can go from 20 to 80% in 20 minutes on the Light and 24 minutes on the rest of the lineup. So by the time you get a cup of coffee, you're back and ready to extend that road trip. And since we only got to spend about 4 or 5 hours in it, we're going to reserve our is it hot or is it not? But this one is certainly on its way to making our list of hot 3 rows for 2024. Till next week, I'm Daryl Killian for the Auto Insider.